Well, I just wanted to say that Brian was a trooper. I just appreciated how he lasted with a smile on his face and encouraging with his thumb up. And the biggest thing is I noticed about Brian is when he got the report that he had this disease, he kept going. I just appreciate that because most people would have just quit, but not Brian. He just kept going. I mean, I would see him like working with the girls. I have 2 daughters that are in the ministry where he would serve, and they just love him. They think he's great. The Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." And Alice and Bill, they had just Brian, their only son, but he was such. I just thank the Lord that as he lived this life, he left such a great example to serve the young people, to serve the old people. I mean, I often come into church, and he'd be sitting there with his friend, and his friend was an older gentleman, and they would just talk and talk, and he was always so good about that, respecting his elders and loving people. And the biggest thing is, though, he did love the Lord, and he served the Lord. He had no problems doing things, generous things like giving dance lessons to people for Christmas, which I was one of those people that received a gift certificate. And then he always danced, too. I mean, we would go to these dances, and, if he ever saw anybody who didn't have a partner, he would dance with you. And what was cool about that is you felt like, you were loved by him, for sure, but you also felt like, he cared. And he didn't want anybody to come into the dances because he was the president of USA Dance for many years. And he didn't ever want you to come into the dance. If you came without a partner, it was okay because you always had him. And he was like that, very kind, generous, fun. He liked going to Cedar Point. I went to Cedar Point with him a couple times. He liked the rides, and it's just a fun-loving guy. And I just appreciate how he lasted. In the end, he was still thumbing up, and he was still had a smile, and which was, and how we talked. I mean, even when he couldn't talk, it was nice that he had his iPad and he was able to, and we still talked. And he was always the kind of guy that shared, he didn't have no problem, sharing his feelings. And for us girls, we really like that. So he was a really good connector. So that's what I would say, Brian. I would sum him up. One word, if I had to pick it, it would be a connector. Brian is definitely a connector. And I just pray that God will bless the Stuckey family and that they will be comforted with these words, and also comforted in the fact that many people loved him and loved them, and we'll continue to lift them up in prayer, and we will be there if they ever need anything. I know it's not going to be easy, as this was their only child, but I'd be happy if Alice adopted me. I would be happy with that. God bless you guys, and have a great day.